Hello guys, back again with another video. So now I know it has been some good time when I last uploaded any video on my channel, but I'm going to be uploading a couple of videos of being caught up by life. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how we can share files from one Linux machine to another using SSH. As you know, SSH is secure shell, and here we are going to be using SCP. So behind I do have my main Kali Linux machine, and I do also have another Kali Linux machine in the VirtualBox. This could work on your Ubuntu server. Perhaps you want to transfer a file from your Linux machine to another Linux machine, perhaps into the cloud, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that. I just want you to watch this video towards the end. So I'm going to just go on and open up my terminal in the main machine. So we need to go on and create up a file that we want to share. So on my main machine I do have a file which is called go, and this is the file that I coded to go on and help me as I'm scanning my websites with GoBuster. So if I run this file, or I'm not going to run this, let me just go on and do ls. You see that I do have this file here. So if I'm to transfer this from my main machine to this other machine in the VirtualBox, how can I do that? So since I already have my access to this machine and I do have the password, this is what you should know. You should know the username and also the password to the server where you want to transfer your files to. So here, if to get these files from this side, I'm going to just come and open up my terminal. Then we are going to go on and get this file. So if we come this side to my main machine, this file we find it at Greenet. So I'm going to just go on and say SCP. Then we need to provide the file that we want to get to Greenet. So the user is called Greenet, and we need to go on and provide our IP. So I'm going to go on and provide it at 192.168.43.102. So this is the IP address of this machine. So if your server is hosted into the cloud, you'll be able to provide that. So to get access to the exact file, I'm going to come back this side, provide our colon, then we need to provide the path where our file is. So when you try to see here, I just executed this lsgo.sh, and when you try to look here, we do have a tilde, which means that this file is found in our parental directory. So if we come to our server, I'm going to just put a slash. I'm going to just provide home slash, then provide the path to my parental directory. So that is /home /greenet, because it is the user that I'm using here. And remember, the parental directory can be changed by your system administrator. So after providing the parental directory, I'm going to put a slash, then get our file, which is go.sh. So this is the path. So SCP provided a path of the file you want to pick from any server, then space. This is where you are going to provide the destination. So here I can just put a full stop, which means that they'll put it in our current working directory. But before we execute this, I want to show you that I don't have this file in this location. So I'm going to just go on and press Ctrl+Shift+T to open up another terminal, and I'm going to just write ls. So if I press enter, you see that in this location we do not have our go.sh. But if I come back now to this terminal, I'm going to press enter. So if we execute that, we do have a problem with our connection. So here we say that connect to our SSH, or our connection to the SSH was closed. So there is a possibility that our SSH is off, or it is being blocked by our firewall. So I can just come to this side and type our UFW, then UFW, let's call our status, we see whether it is on. So provide sudo, and write in my password. So it is inactive, and let me just go on and start up the service. So sudo systemctl, then start SSH. So if I press enter, it is done. So I'm going to also come back this side, and I'm going to start up my SSH. Sudo systemctl, then start SSH. So this is done. I'm going to provide the password to this machine also, which is Kali. Going to clear this. So if we come back to our command and I press enter, you will see that now we get this message. So here I'm going to just go on and type yes, press enter. They'll ask me now the password for this main machine, so which is sort of like my server in this scenario. So I'm going to go on and type in the password to that machine and press enter. Now when you try to see here, our file go.sh has been transferred, and if we do ls, you see that now we do have our file that has been picked up from this main machine to this machine in the VirtualBox. So if you remember, when we executed our ls before we transferred here, we never had that go.sh, but now you are able to see this. Perhaps I can go on and create up a directory. Perhaps let's call this soft2, because I already have a directory for soft, and let's enter into this directory cd soft2. So I can put my information in this directory. So if I'm to pick any directory from this path, so here I do have, let me just go on and list. I do have lots of data here. I have the ANMI API, and I do also have this directory for Go. So if I say cd go and press enter, let's clear that, and ls, this is what we do have here. So this is just for Golang. I'm not going to transfer this, but I can move back. I do have a directory here called soft, and this is where I have a couple of programs. So let's say I want to copy this directory for APK2 URLs to my other server. So how can I do that? So the command that we executed, we copied a single file from our main machine to the machine in the VirtualBox. So now how can we copy our directory? So to copy the directory from this side, this is how we are going to do it. So simply we are going to go on and run the same command, but this time we are going to use a -r. So this is recursively. So this is where we are going to provide where do we want to get that information. Our server is Greenet. We provide our IP address 192.168.43.102. Then you need to provide a colon, then provide the path where that file is. So primarily it is in home/greenet, then /soft, then what is our directory? So it is apk to url. So where do we want to put this? So we want to put it in this current directory. I can just use a full stop, but if you try to see here, so if I use a full stop, I'm calling up this path for soft2, the one that I created. So if I press enter again, they will ask me the password for this Greenet here, which is the main machine. So all I need to do is to create up that password and press enter. Now when you try to see, all the information has been transferred, and if we do list here, you see that our directory has been transferred. So now you've seen that I've been transferring my data from this main machine here to the one in the VirtualBox. Now what if I want to get information from this one in the VirtualBox to my main machine? How can I do that? So I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to move back to my parental directory. Perhaps let's do a ls. Now when you try to see, we do have different folders, but I can go on and create up some files here. So I can say touch, let's call this passwords.tar. .txt. So if I press enter, perhaps I can put in some data in this so that you can be sure that this is what we have here. So I can just go on and say cut, and we redirect this to passwords.txt. passwords.txt, and press enter. Then my password, I'm going to put in 123, press enter, and let me put password, then press Ctrl D. Then if we say vi passwords.txt, this is what we have. So I'm going to exit out of this. With our vi, I'm going to exit outside of this. You see that we have our passwords.txt in our Kali Linux and a VirtualBox, which is like our server, and this is what we have here. So if we are to copy this and we put it perhaps on the desktop, how can we do that on my main machine? So to come, I'm going to just say SCP, then we need to get the file. So if we are to get that file from the other side, the user is called Kali, and we need to get the IP address. So the IP address of that machine is 192.168.43.80. So we need to get that file specifically, and where is that file found? So it is found in /home. So if we come back here, you see that it is in our parental directory. So /home/Kali, that is our username that we do have here. Or if I just come here and I just say pwd, you'll see that this is the path to our parental directory. So this is where I'm going to come back this side and get my passwords.txt. So after getting our file, where do I want to put it on my current machine? So I want to put it on the desktop, so I'm going to just say home/greenet/desktop, and I can just put it here. Before I execute this, let me minimize. You see that here we don't have any file that is present here. Now the moment I go on and execute this, I'm going to just type yes. Then they'll ask me the password for the machine in the VirtualBox. I'm going to write Kali and press enter. So you see our password has been copied from our machine in the VirtualBox, and it's here onto our desktop. So if we come here, perhaps let's go on and open up that file. So I'm going to just use nano, then we open up that file. I'm going to use tilde, then desktop passwords.txt. So if I press enter, this is what we have. And if I also come back this side, let me use nano, then passwords.txt. You see that we do have the same thing. I've transferred the file from the machine in the VirtualBox to my main machine, and from the main machine to the VirtualBox. Let me also show you another way. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to also close this. Now in this scenario, I want to get this and I want to get any file from here and send it to my machine in the VirtualBox. So inside again, I'm going to list this. I also created this SSH file. Perhaps let me go on and send it out to my machine in the VirtualBox. So it's called file test.sh. So I'm going to use SCP. Then this time I'm going to just choose a file, so which is called file test.sh. Now where do I want to put this file? So here we are getting a file on our current working machine, and we want to send it to a server or upload it to a server. So this is where I'm going to get the destination, which is Kali, at the IP address, which is 192.168.43.80. Then we need to get the path. Where do we want to put this file? So I'm going to just provide a colon/home, and I want to put it in the user is Kali, that is our parental directory. Then I want to put it in soft2. If you remember, soft2 is this path we created here. Let me enter into that path for soft2, press enter, and we can list here. You see that in this directory we only have this directory for APK URLs. So I'm going to copy this file from my current machine, or which is the main machine, and send it to a server. So this is the destination. So previously here we were getting a file from a server and I was just using a full stop, but in this time I'm getting a file that we want currently and I'm sending it to a server. So here I'm going to just press enter, then they'll ask me the password to my server, which is Kali, and press enter. You see that our file has been sent to the server. So let's come back this side and let's do ls. So you see that our file has reached the server. So this is the way you can transfer files from one server to another, or from one Linux machine to another. But of course there are multiple ways you can transfer files from one server to another. But with SSH we know that that is a secure way. I'm not saying that this is the only way or the secure way you can transfer your files. So in case you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.